Hello, hello! Hello, Dara! Hello, Skedda! Woo! The show is on! Happy Friday! How is everyone this week? Happy May the 1st! Wow, look at us, five months into 2026. What do you have to show for it so far? Me? Not a lot. A few pieces of art. It's crazy, we're almost halfway through the year. I hope that puts the fear of God in you. Hi, hello, Eleonora. How are you today? How is everyone? It's actually really nice that it's getting to be that time of year. It's actually getting warm. I can leave the house without a coat on. Crazy. Had a barbecue already? Oh, Daro, I'm so jealous. I live in you would think being a night hag I'd be living in, you know, the middle of nowhere, nice swamp, but I'm actually in terraced housing, which means that everyone and their mother can see into my back garden, so I always just get too awkward to have a barbecue in my back garden. But maybe if I go to the beach. Ugh, gotta go to the beach at some point this year. I hope everyone is doing very well. What have you guys been up to this week? Me? Playing a bit of Overwatch, really. It's actually kind of taken over my life. But I've also been working on some other stuff. Would you guys like to see? I've been working TBH, nothing much. Hi, Dark Shadow. Blues. Okay, well, we'll start off looking at what we did last week. Hey! Oh my gosh, green man, and ochre man. Yum. Yummy. This Cormac. So tasty. Love this guy. And we have our beautiful gosh, I've forgotten his name. Kaladak Kel Garosh, who is a counsellor that we met in our last session. You know, proper Dilfy York. Merca finally got paid last session. Yippee! Good for Merca. I'm glad he's getting some funds for his trials and tribulations. Oh, green man. Yes, handsome green Dilfy man. I'm not sure if there's anything that I've really tweaked on him since we left off last week. I think I just whacked on his glasses a bit. I love the little chains. I think they're so silly. Came out looking quite handsome though, if I do say so myself. What else have I been working on? Well, I've been working on a new piece of splash art for my girl Senna Mirren, and oh, I only just started this today, and I'm loving where it's headed. We've got some faded colours in here, but they do not match up with the line art whatsoever. So we have Senna here. She's casting a spell. She's casting, and then behind her is her webbat form. And the idea is that this sort of foreground bit is going to be her apartment. So it's going to be like wooden flooring and her furnishings and her table and her books and stuff. Her lovely her indoors life, and then her whereabout form is going to sort of be emerging from the darkness, from the woodlands, from the marshes. It's going to be a nice night sky. I might make the whereabout a bit smaller. I love the way that the wings are framing her, but I also kind of want to add the moons, or at least the moon that affects her lycanthropy. but there's not much room for it, you see. So if I make the whereabouts smaller, then I could fit it in, but I don't know, I kind of like the way that the wings fill the space when she's this big. I don't know. Ooh, oh, that's gorgeous. Thank you, Tara. The lighting so far on it is great. Thank you, Dark Shadow. I thought, yeah, I quite like the vibes that we've got going on. Can kind of see where I'm going. So sorry. I think the most impressive thing about this for me, personally, is that I didn't actually use a reference for Senno's sitting pose. But like, oh my gosh, her crossing her legs, like, it makes sense. This is crazy. This is crazy. Maybe I'll look back on it later and I'll be like, oh my god, ew. But, oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with this. So far, it's gonna look really cool, and maybe I'll work on it. Do some of the rendering for it later on stream, but we'll see. Maybe it will be finished by the time I get onto stream next. And then what else do we have going on? Oh yes, we have this new portrait of Senno. Because last week I brought her up and I looked at her and I was like, oh my god, this needs an update. This is not, this isn't good anymore. Let me compare the two. Like, the difference is so night and day. And this is so, like, hey. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I've basically just redone her portrait. And I think it came out really nice. I think it came out really, really nice. The hair's definitely better actually. It's got some ringlets and no, she just, I think she's got a bit of a glow up. She's had a bit of a glow up, and yeah. I made her a bit angrier as well, and a bit tired, more tired. She's definitely looks like a girl who watched her best friend, you know, lose his head in front of her. You know, she's definitely got that vibe about her now. It happens to the best of us. Queen, yeah, I love her so much. She's so cute. Oh, it looks really good. Thank you. She's been through stuff. Yeah, she's been through it. She's been through it. But you know, none of that is what we're doing today. Today we're doing something really, really small and cute and fun. And there's chibis. Yay! I'm gonna do a little chibi. And who are we gonna do a chibi of, you may ask? I will tell you. Hi, Jack! Oh, I think you just missed me talking about all the stuff that I've been working on. You missed me showing off my splash art so far. And my new portrait of Senno. I can get the Senno one back up, actually. Happy Friday! Ugh. This is my new and improved Senno portrait. How grumpy she is. Here's the portrait. I closed my file. I can't. Maybe hang on. Hang on. Let me get it back up. Let me get it back up. There we go. There we go. Here's the splash art, just for you, Jack. And here's the portrait. She's so pretty. She looks so angry. She's so angry. This is a girl who watched Brannigan lose his head. Teehee. But yeah, Who's the splash art? I'm really happy with it so far, and I'm really excited to work on it some more. If I haven't finished it by the time next stream rolls around, I'll work on it next stream. But yeah, she looks so cool. I love being a werebat. I'm definitely gonna do some more werebat stuff soon. Yes, so anyway, who are we drawing today as a chibi? It is our newest companion, Mother. Because she's the only one of our party who's not got a chibi so far. So here she is. And I guess we'll talk more about her today because I've not really spoken about her very much. The old crone, the old bat, the old witch. Mother has arrived. Absolutely. What sort of pose should I put her in is a question. I feel like she should be like kind of pensive, but yeah, I've not really spoken much about Mother yet so far because obviously we've only just sort of met her. I think what I did say before is that I thought that she was an abjuration wizard, but that is not true. That is not actually true. She's not an abjuration wizard at all. She's not even a wizard. She's a bloody cleric. Craziness. And she's not a particularly religious one either, apparently. According to her, that is. She is a cleric that's just very flavored like a wizard. She's just a very clever cleric. She has all sorts of wizardy cantrips and all of this stuff. She's a teacher. So she says. You know, we can't just immediately trust everything that someone tells us, but she was part of this, you know, sort of a, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like one part orphanage, one part hospital, one part church, one part school, one part library, you know, that sort of thing, called the Crossroads. And it is basically home to the clergy of this one goddess called the Triple Goddess, which is from the neighboring country. Kind of interesting. You don't see many of them around because everyone's sort of like into the damp lady, into the lady of the damp and rain, or the old gods, or you know, other pantheons. But yeah, she was part of that for a while. And then some cultists came and burned the whole thing down, which is great fun, really nice, really nice actually for her. She lost everything and everyone, you know, as you do. That sort of thing tends to happen to D&D characters, unfortunately. And so she ended up moving in with us in our little apartment complex because she knows Isabella, our patron. I think there was some mage smuggling business happening, so that's how they knew each other. And you know, Isabella was like, hey, I've got a spare flat in an apartment full of freaks who've just lost their friend. You wanna maybe like go live with them, and Mother was like, okay, yeah, sounds good. Better than living on the streets, I suppose. And then she met us, which, you know, I'm sure she regretted that decision really quick, actually. She met everyone, and it was, you know, it wasn't the smoothest of meetings. Wasn't the smoothest of meetings, really. She met some of us. We were hungover from Brannigan's wake, and the first person that she met was our druid Sylvanus, who promptly puked everywhere. And then the second person that she met was Perrin, our lovely dwarven cleric, and she introduced herself as Mother, and he immediately said, "I'm not calling you that." And then the third person that she met was William, and he was shirtless, but he was actually normal, so that's good. That's nice. And then she came for breakfast with the rest of us, the rest of Splitfang, and you know, some people were really nice. Cinnamon was not. She called her a crone. She's an old hag. Because Mother is she's in her early 40s. And Senna was just feeling mean. You know, she's going through it. She's going through stuff, and here comes this orcish woman being like, "Call me Mother." Senna said, "I'm not fucking doing that." And yeah, and that was Mother's first day. That was Mother's first meeting with Splitfang, and for some reason she didn't immediately move out, which really just says more about her than it does about us. I guess she just had nowhere else to go. But she did agree to keep, you know, she's coming with us on various adventures and stuff, so can't be that terrible. And well, unfortunately for her, she's maybe 3 or 4 days into being part of Splitfang, and she's discovered this strange white metal that's been following us around. She's learned all about that. She's learned that this group of elves that seemed to be extinct are actually still alive, in the form of Sylvanus. And she's come across a member of the cult that burned down her home and killed everyone inside. Busy few days. Busy few days for Mother. So, you know, good for her. Our employer gifted us some magical items, and Maka got items that fit him perfectly. One of them already got me ideas for more art, and I finally got the funds for it after a raise. Yippee! You get the best of both worlds. Love playing clerics. Everyone needs the heals. Yes! She loves to give to charity, it seems. No, that's so true. That is so true. Hang on. I need to get... let me... There you go. So sorry, I just need to find reference for Mother's outfit. She's quite cute, actually. I do quite like Mother. She's quite slow. She and Senno have not been getting along so far, which is really rough because, you know, went from being best friends to the last character to this, to literally fighting every chance that we get. Mother's just not a big fan of the way that Senno does things. She was really not a fan of Senno cracking a little joke, cracking a little tee-hee ha-ha at the ruins of Fenstar, where we had just discovered that this cult existed. So it's the same cult that actually destroyed Sylvanus's clan. So that was already like quite a lot. But you know, now we're learning that they are, you know, they're still here. They're still here, they're still around, and they're still killing, apparently. Kind of interesting though, that Mother didn't mention anything until we actually met a cultist on the road. Because Sylvanus had explained what happened to his clan, and we said it was this cult, and Mother didn't say anything. Interesting. Interesting. She waited until we met a member of the cult, and then she explained how she knew them. But yes. We discovered that she was a cleric because in this fight with this cultist, there are a bunch of zombies. There are a bunch of zombies summoned by the cult. Thanks to research by one Harmonia Totus, who did this research on my boy Zephyr. She was the main villain of the last campaign, and you know, she's no longer with us, thankfully, but her research lives on. Great times, great times. And Mother did a cheeky little destroy undead channel divinity, and that's how we discovered she was a cleric. And it was such a sick moment, honestly. Like, so many of the zombies just died. It was great. Yes, and then I said, oh, maybe we should camp here, and then everyone was like, no, obviously not. And she's like, I was just joking. And then Mother gave her a lecture. You think this is the time for jokes? Not big fans of each other. She just doesn't play along with anything that Senno does. So hates that. She's doing it for dollar lore and the sense that if she leaves, these people will die. Hey, I mean, Senno's not gonna die. I'll tell you that much. Maka got an item called the Mask of Mercy. It's an alabaster mask that gives bonuses to medicine checks and better heals. It will adjust to his face based on his emotions and the situations he's in. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Whenever he helps people, heals them or defends them when the mask shifts to cover his fur, leaving the scales exposed, showing just his new gentle side. Oh, it's adorable. Whenever he fights or knows that someone is beyond redemption, the mask shifts to cover the scales on his face instead, exposing his old violent side. Oh, that's so cool. I really like that. I love a visual way of showing how someone is feeling, you know. Oh, that's a great way to introduce a class. Yes! It was very cool. It felt right. It was really good. It was really good. Really liked it actually. I was very geeked because I was sure that she was a wizard because she has like a mage hand and all of the wizardy all of the wizardy cantrips. And no, she's just a nerd cleric. She's just a cleric if she was a nerd. So good. Got your sneaky class reveal that you didn't get with Brannigan. Her play sounds very tricksy and mischievous, also very smart. I wouldn't say that, you know. I think anyone can be sneaky about which class they play. And then got to include her super cute little reading glasses. Like, yes! Oh, she's so cute. She's really... I don't know. I'm quite excited for her and Senna at least to form a bit more of a bond. Because I think Senna needs... Senna needs like a new mum. She needs a motherly figure because she misses her mum so much, and she's really not handling things very well. So, you know, she just needs someone to take care of her. But you know, Mother's just not really got the patience for it, unfortunately. Not got the patience for Senna anyway. But that's okay. I'm sure everything will be fine. I'm sure everything will be just fine, and Senna will not go off the rails in the near future. Bruma got a do-over before the campaign as well and is no longer Bruma. Ooh! Bruma is now Alias, and instead of Goliath, he's going to be a satyr. Ah! Oh, I love satyr. I love satyrs. I love them so much. They're just so slow. Everything will be fine, but she could as a treat. Yes, she certainly could, and she has a very good opportunity coming up, actually. In our meeting with our new friends, the counselors, we discovered that the grey veil gas that has sort of been haunting Senna with its threatening aura for the past, I don't know, month or so, is being held at this one noble guy's house called Tristan Pfeiffer, and we've been tasked with going and destroying everything to do with that, or at least collecting it and bringing it back to our patron Isabella. And she's given us free reign to kill whoever we want, to make as much mess as we want, because we're just going to burn the whole house down and just kill everyone. And hopefully there'll be a certain old lady there, a certain old lady with crazy hair that we've met before, certain racist old woman. Hopefully she'll be there, and if she is, Senna's gonna eat her, I think. Senna's gonna actually eat her as a werebat. Because I just think that having free reign to just do whatever you want in a do whatever you want in this sort of way does lend to a werebat rampage, I think personally. Free therapy. Yes, exactly. Now I know to never trust old ladies. So true. So true, Dara. You can never trust an old lady, especially if she has a handbag in the shape of a bird. Especially then. Get Will up. A little Will. So weird to try and like get their faces right, you know? Plus, my good friend, well, Sano's good friend and patron Isabella also gave her some more of that yummy powder. Some more of that yummy powder, and she said, hey, make that old lady suffer, because I really liked Brannigan, and that's your job. That's all you have to do in order to earn this dust from me. And she handed over the dust. And so now Senna's gonna go and you know, eat an old woman. And she's also gonna be high as a kite as she does it. And that's gonna be great. That's gonna be great fun. I feel like that is just, it's a really good, healthy way of dealing with grief, I think. I don't see anything wrong. I don't see any way that this could ever go wrong. And that's great. That's wonderful. Old ladies and their greatest weapon, the handbag. You know, like, her handbag was actually a weapon. There was a silver whip that was stored in the handle / neck of the bird. The neck of the bird was also the handle of the handbag, and it also contained a silver whip, like bladed whip, that the old woman like pulled out. That's crazy. Just need to check that the proportions are at least somewhat there. This eye is bothering me. Just squish it all in a bit, I think. Something I find interesting about Mother is the fact that she doesn't have any tusks. Why is that? She's a half-orc. She's 100% a half-orc. She even relentlessly endured one time, which is honestly the best racial trait. Absolutely, hands down. Orcs are just the best. So sorry to every other D&D race out there, but orcs are just the actual best. Like, I'm not sorry to say it. I'm not sorry to say it. Orcs just are the best race. They have relentless endurance, they have savage attacker, they're green, they're really hot 100% of the time. Usually they're quite tall and quite muscular, you know. They have not this. Don't do this to me, OBS. I really don't know. I really don't know what causes this at this point. But yes, I love orcs. I didn't really care for orcs too much back in the day. I was very much like a tiefling girl, an elf girl. You know, all the Fey races. I didn't care for orcs. But then I met a very handsome NPC called Gozer, and I became obsessed with drawing him because he is so handsome. He also doesn't really have any tusks. But the reason for that, I think, is that they just didn't really grow in. He's half orc, half elf. So I think just like the combination of those two maybe just meant that his tusks didn't really grow in. They just didn't really grow in very much. Which, you know, is quite embarrassing. Quite embarrassing for an orc. But I don't mind. I think he has really tiny tusks, so they just don't stick out of his mouth. Which is adorable. Just adorable. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a big cultural thing, really. It's, you know, the way that having really big pointy ears for elves is, you know, part of the beauty standard. Having really big, really nice symmetrical tusks is part of the beauty standard for orcs. And so when people lose their tusks, because, you know, it's quite common for orcs to lose their tusks, they'll have them replaced. They'll replace them with metal, or they'll mend chips and broken tusks with metal, you know, that sort of thing. So it's quite curious that Mother doesn't have any tusks, and, you know, if she lost them, she has not attempted to replace them. Maybe she doesn't care for beauty standards, and that's fine. That's fair. Do whatever you want, Mother, truly. But yeah, I didn't really care for orcs before I met handsome Gozer, and then, you know, on a whim, because I was going to play Senna as a goblin, but on a whim I thought it would be cute to to basically play the race that my last character romanced, because then it's like the past life. You know, kind of like the Avatar thing, where it's like you take on the face of the lover you had in your last life, and I just thought that was really fun. So I ended up changing Senna into an orc, and now orcs are just my favorite. I really like them. Relentless Endurance is just so clutch. And they're just so cool. I want to play an orc / half orc. Yes! Do it, Dark Shadow! For me, it's always been kitty cats or dragonborns. I am quite partial to a dragonborn. I really played my dragonborn character on a whim as well. It's my second like real character that I ever played, and you know, the way I play now, I have to have like the most romanceable characters ever every single time. So it's really interesting for me to choose to do a beast race. Not that beast races aren't romanceable. My dragonborn boy certainly is romanceable, but you know, I'm not particularly into them. I love drawing them. The country that we're in with Reese has a lot of goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears, and orcs, and so I've just been designing a lot of orcs NPCs, and I just love them all, man. Yes, me too. Really, really enjoying all of the orc stuff that we have. Really been enjoying all of the, just all the orcs, all the bugbears, all the orcs crossed with bugbears, the hobgoblins, all of their children. They're all just so handsome. Just love them. There are just so many different shades of green in the world. And I've really enjoyed designing a lot of orcs and goblinkin, and just giving them a little bit of pizzazz for our homebrew. Just sort of designing what features come from where. It's just been really fun. So, speaking of designing races and bestial races and all of this, I've actually been designing some tritons, which has been a lot of fun. Myself and some of the folks from my D&D game, we're planning on writing and releasing a D&D module together. It's gonna be a long time. A long time before anything, you know, actually is produced, but you know, I'm part of it, and I'm doing a good portion of the art for it, and there's going to be lots of world building, and we've got a little story, a little adventure planned out, and you know, part of it includes tritons, and so I decided to start with designing a triton race, triton sort of sub race, just how they look generally in the world that we're playing in. I could show you actually. It's a work in progress, but I think they're really cool. Our DM introduced many races already: Kitsune, Foxfolk, Kobold, Gnome, Fetchling, Halfling, Leshy, and Vanara. Oh, cute! We have some Foxfolk, and we also have some Otterfolk. They're really cute. Reese was raised by orcs and goblins as Hollow has brought up Orcish. She genuinely wishes he was born an orc instead of a human, and people treat him as an orc, which he loves. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god, Reese is an orc weeb. I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, let me show the fish people. We had a leafy sea dragon triton a couple of campaigns ago, and they were very fun to draw. Yes! Oh, I'm totally gonna make a leafy sea dragon triton. They're pretty cool. I think I'll probably play a triton when we actually get around to like playing this module. Here are the triton designs. So they got like fins on their faces, and they got big tails and fins on their arms, and webbed fingers and webbed feet and gills. And then this little guy, I love this little guy, the catfishy whiskers. I thought they were so fun. Like this one's like a koi fish, as you can probably tell. And then this one, I don't recall which fish I actually based that one off. Oh my god, this is really loud in my ears. Let's turn this down. Yeah. Oh, OMG, the tail. Oh, they look so yummy. In green, I love. Good choice. Thank you. Pearly top. I really like the long, super long hair. I think it's just really fun. The tail, love the tail. 10 out of 10. Wood fish. Would go for fish. So I would totally play a Triton, I think. My backup character for Zaf was actually a Triton. So, you know, not too far off. Orc weave. My DM agrees with the orc weave. Yeah! I just want to be an orc. I just want to be an orc like all the other orcs. I just know all the orcish stuff. I'm not sure if I like the eyes that I've chosen. I'm trying to base these off of Animal Crossing, but you know how it is. Ooh, let's maybe do... maybe some like... Because I really enjoy the like cartoony vibe that I've got for Will. I kind of want to steer away from getting a bit too realistic, you know? Oh yeah, that's way cuter. That's way cuter. I love that. Oh, she looks so cute. And her little eyebrows in. These little lines on her face. Okay, yeah. I like that way more. The main guy that hired us is gifting us a wish if we complete his job. Oh my gosh. Bruce is playing it off that he's just going to wish for a lot of money, but he's going to wish to have some green blood in this old goblins, orcs, and some bugbears have green blood. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's really cool, because that means that if his skin tone doesn't change, like if he doesn't become green, that means that like when he gets flushed, he'll turn green. So sorry, I just had a massive coughing fit. Ugh. But yes, green blush, green blush. That's so cute. I love that. That's so fun. That's so interesting that they have green blood. That's so cool. It makes a lot of sense. Because also, you know, one of the biggest struggles I think for drawing orcs and stuff, at least when I first started drawing a lot of orcs and stuff, is that the like giving them little like blush on their cheeks just muddies their colors so much because they just sort of turn brown because red and green are opposites on the spectrum, so you kind of have to blush them with orange or pink. But green blush is cute. Green blush is fun. The idea is that he will still look human, but he will bleed green. Oh, that's so cool. I'm definitely gonna get some art from Mirko with his new mask and a new set of armor he's gonna get. Oh, Yiffy! Oh, Yiffy! Gosh, Mirko's getting so kitted out. Lucky, lucky fella. Lucky boy. Little there's little things, little objects. Okay. The thought he has when his dad adopted him is it's best to keep a red blood human in this orc group, is that people won't really give them a second glance. They can blend in really well. So Reese said, bet. I want to feel and be closer to my dad and orcs, but I want to keep that feeling of blending in. So deep down, still feeling useful for his dad. Oh. Oh. Oh, little Reese. Poor kid. That's so cute. Poor orc weeb kid. He just wants to be like them. But still be useful for his dad. That's so cute. Okay. Do her glasses on a separate layer, I think. Ugh, we haven't had a session in like 3 weeks because everyone's going through exam hell lately and I miss my guys. Oh, that's so sad. Ugh, we had our last session. Oh, gosh. we had a couple of sessions throughout the week, really close together, so it felt like such a treat. And then we had our last session last Thursday, and we have to wait until Sunday for our next session. And it just felt so long. Thankfully, it is the weekend, so we're almost there now. Almost there. And I think it's going to be a lot of combat our next couple of sessions. Because we're doing a cheeky B&E, but since we're allowed to just kill whoever, you know, it's not going to be a lot of strategy that goes into it, I don't think. Just making sure we don't get caught on the way out really is the main thing. Hello, Waffles! I'm in the back of a car on a random ass Belgian highway on mobile internet. Hello! Hello! Wow! I feel so honored. How are you? I hope you're doing well, Waffles. You going on holiday? I hope so. I hope you're on a highway for a nice reason. Let's make these glasses a bit bigger. Oh, they're so cute. Doing well, very tired, back from holiday. Oh, hell yeah! Did you have a nice time on your holiday? Go anywhere nice? Was it an out of country holiday? I'm so jealous, honestly. I really want to go on holiday. Because it feels like his dad adopted him at the start to use Reese for his memory and forgery, but slowly he just fell in love with him and loved being called dad and started chasing Reese. Like I said, oh, don't do this to me. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. They're just so sweet. I just love that sort of dynamic. It gets me every time. It gets me every single time. A sort of reluctant parent. It's just so sweet. I had to postpone one of our sessions because it would be a pretty short session for one when we meet our employer for the first time since we got the contract. Oh. Yeah, I guess postpone it and then fit more in, you know. That'll be nice. Okay, I think Mother's line art is done. Very fun, very fun. She is so cute. Do you think I need to... Ugh. So I always like to show off the ears, but Mother's ears are actually like mostly covered. She could have something weird going on with her ears for all I know. But for the sake of the chibi, I'm gonna cover it completely, just mostly. There we go. And overlay. And she's a bit of a warmer green than my girl. Honestly, every single time I draw Senimir and she gets her shade of green gets warmer and warmer. It's just so hard when she's super bluish green. I just like to light her up in the light of the sun and make her vibrant. Oh, I forgot her sleeves. Silly me. Silly, silly me. Mother's wearing sleeves. There we go. But now we know that he's trying to collect parts of a statue of a champion of Shellin to use it to stop the wild magic surges in the entire area of the Mana Wastes. Oh! Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? See, whenever I get employed by someone, whenever we're employed by anyone in D&D, it's always immediately super sus. Like, why are you giving me money to do this task? You should not trust me to do this. You should not be trusting these people. So you've obviously got something nefarious in mind, you know? So sad his dad's missing, probably dead, but Reese won't admit that. Oh no, he's gonna find his dad. He's gonna find his dad, 100%. His dad's gonna be fine, and it's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be really nice. Or maybe his dad's turned evil, and Reese is going to have to fight his dad. That would be fun. That would probably be worse. Last time a resident child, he's 18 but he's a baby, got shot and then struck by lightning, and I need to check on my boy. Oh my god. God, that's terrible. Shot and struck by lightning. My god. I don't think it gets much worse than that. We were in South England, literally the prettiest college enjoying life until we were an hour late because of a traffic jam on the France-British channel. Hope you all had a wonderful week. Oh, yippee! Oh, yes. You said you were going to Bath, weren't you? I recall now. I remember. I hope you had a wonderful time. Well, it sounded like you did. Until the traffic jam, which is so real, honestly. Last May, me and Uncle Lullarola went on a little road trip all over the UK to see as many of our friends as possible. Because we live so far away from all of them at this point. Spent a nice little trip to go and just speed run, hang out with all of them. And on the way to Manchester from South Wales, there was this horrible crash. And it's honestly the longest standstill traffic that I've ever been a part of. We were sat there for like 2 hours and it was blisteringly hot, and oh my god, because it was so blisteringly hot, I had drunk so much water. I just drank so much. My bladder has never hurt. My bladder has never hurt more than that. It was insane. Oh my gosh. I won't tell you what I had to resort to. It was terrible, but a really lovely trip, all in all. Traffic is just not the one, honestly. We should just abolish cars. We should go back to horse-drawn carriages. I think that'd be fun. Super long, busy week at work. Hope you had a nice holiday. He's been missing for 2 months. Oh, I hope not. I think that would be really cool and fun for Reese, as if his dad was actually evil and he had to fight his dad and and kill his own dad. I think that would be great. I think that would be really good for him. I think that's honestly the worst possible outcome. I'm great at finding those. I love those. I love worst possible outcomes. It's healthy. It's healthy. OMG sorry is eating. What did they miss? What did you have for dinner, Jack? Tell the class. What did you have for dinner? I hope it was nice. What did you miss? Not much. I mean, finished the lineup for Mother, as you can probably see. She's looking pretty cute. She's looking pretty cute. I'm quite pleased. He's loyal to his dad, Hella. If he doesn't get along with the group by then, he's off. He's going evil with his dad, but he is. Yes! Yes! Yes, betray the party, Reese. Betray the party. You deserve it. You deserve it. I always love to think about stuff like that. I mean, depending on the route that Senna goes down, like, if she continues to follow this path, if she starts going down a really dark route, I feel like there's probably a fair chance. I think less so now that our paladin is no longer with us, because she really had the strongest sort of moral code. But I think like there's a fair chance that Senna would get like kicked out of the party because she goes too far, which is really cool, which is really fun and cool. So I kind of hope it happens, but I also desperately don't want it to happen because I want to play Senna Mirren forever and ever and ever because I love her so much. We have no idea. All we know that someone else is trying to do the same, but with the help of a gang that even other gangs don't tolerate, and we hope that our employer has better intentions for it. Eek! Real. See, when we collect all the stuff for this Grey Vale plot, we're supposed to give it back to Isabella, our patron, and there's no reason for most of us to not do that. So we definitely will do that, but every single part of me just desperately does not want to do it because I do not trust that anything good will happen if we hand over the formula and the ingredients to make this weapon of mass destruction over to these people. It's not just Isabella, there's also like the couple of counselors, so even if she's cool, the other two might not be, you know? It's very sketchy, and I really don't want to hand it over. I don't trust them. I think we should just destroy it ourselves, but there's no reason for Senna not to do it, so I just have to sort of stand there and watch. I just have to watch this horrible thing happen. It's definitely going to be like there's just no way that anything good can come out of that, but you know, maybe it will. Bath is such an inspiration. It was really fun seeing the sights and the pretty architecture. I hope you will get the chance to visit the city in your lifetime, especially if you guys are into drawing structures. Yes, oh my gosh. Bath is such a beautiful city, honestly. Bath and York, I think, are probably the most beautiful cities in the UK because they're just so old and the architecture is just wonderful. Just lovely, just wonderful, just beautiful. I'd live in Bath if it wasn't horrendously expensive to live there. Which it most definitely is. But yes, most certainly go visit. It's lovely. Pizza, so good. What what kind of pizza did you have? What kind of pizza did you have? I've got tickets to Liverpool for August. Gonna have some great holidays. Oh, yippee! I doubted the last time we saw his dad they were fighting off a Dragonborn cult, and the other father figure that went missing with his dad is half Dragonborn, so it's most likely dead. No! No, I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're fine. Or if they're not fine, maybe they are being... Was the baby dragon like being experimented on? The baby dragon that Reese has adopted? Or the dragon child, whichever one. You know, all these dragons. Like, maybe they're being experimented on somewhere. Being held in a lab or something. Nice, hope you have a great time, Lumi. Yes, absolutely. Why does Santa's Chibi kind of look like she pulled out one of Mother's horns? No comment. I mean, the Santa's Chibi came first, but you know, visage of the future, maybe. Visage of the future. Mother just better stay out of Santa's way, like. Stop lecturing her. Just play along with her jokes. Goddamn. Such a bloody buzzkill is Mother. Every 2 seconds it's Senna, you can't say that. Don't insult your friends. Suck it. Suck it, Mother. I know, I do really like Mother. She's really fun. She's really cool. She wasn't experimented on, she was just created in a lab. Ah, yes. Dragon in a lab. But maybe the others are being experimented on. You don't know. Maybe they're gonna start making orcs in labs. So they need to practice. Who knows? I believe. I have faith that Reese's dad is alive. I believe. I would wager a chibi. I would wager a chibi that Reese's dad is alive. If Reese's dad is not alive, then I'll draw his dad as a chibi. I'll draw his dad as a chibi in memoriam. Mecca would probably never betray the party. He wants to help everyone the best he can. I hope we'll get to the temple in the next session. I want Mecca to officially take an oath to Sarah and Ray. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. I love those sorts of thought experiments. I love thinking about like what would be the limit, you know? What would it take? What would it take for my characters to leave the party? What would it take for my characters to betray the party? What would my characters give for certain people? That sort of thing. For Senno, it's actually like shockingly easy. I think she's simultaneously very difficult to manipulate, but also very, very easy to manipulate. If you know the right buttons to push, then she'll basically just do whatever you want. Like, I think if someone told her that she would, like, if someone promised her the ability to get Bran back, for instance, she'd basically do anything. It'd be so easy. Or if they promised her like a certain level of power, or even if it was just to like, hey, if you do this, I can help you stop feeling so bad about the fact that Bran is dead. She'd be like, okay, hell yeah, I'll do whatever you want. 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 I' In a lot of ways, she's like the perfect victim for manipulation. But it's mostly just because she has very limited morality anyway. Let's get her... Get her rougish... And then, you know, for the last campaign, I think it was basically impossible for Zafir to end up betraying the party. He would never knowingly, willingly hurt a member of the party. But he could have 100% like gone evil. I think he could have left the party if they got in his way. If he went down the path of like most brutal revenge, the vengeance that he really wanted to take out on Harmonia Totus. If he'd followed that path, then he 100% would have gone evil. I don't think he would have become like any sort of problem for the party, but he, you know, he wouldn't have been part of it anymore. Oh, she's so cute. Honestly, the way the group is at the moment, Reese has no trust or respect for them at all, other than one player who Reese has known for about 7 years or so. Eek! He's just working with them because he owes this guy and is putting up with the group. But if he had the choice to let them stew in their own consequences, he will stand back and let it happen. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's kind of how it's been for a long time with Sano. We're like 45 sessions in. And she honestly cared very little about the party up until recently, mostly because she just doesn't believe that any of them like or care about her in any way. And the only thing that really changed that is the fact that Brannigan died. Because several members of the party took it upon themselves to care for her at her lowest point and just basically made sure that she didn't die in the aftermath of that, just sort of rotting away. They just didn't let her rot away, and she was kind of like, oh, wow, that's very kind. Why do you guys care? What the hell? So she's kind of realized that these people are in fact her friends. But with some of them, with Will is kind of like her closest friend at the moment. And at least with him, she's very, very desperate not to let what happened to Bran happen to anyone else. I think mostly just because she doesn't think that she'll be able to survive it. She's like, I can't do this again. Please. I can't lose anyone else. So let's just not die, okay? Okay, everyone. And that's sort of like where her care for the party sort of lives and dies. Because she's just very, you know, if she wasn't gonna feel bad about it, then I don't think she would care. So like, she's not gonna go out of her way to protect Mother or anything like that, because like she doesn't care. She's not gonna feel bad if Mother dies. So it's like whatever. But she will feel bad if William dies, so she has to do everything in her power to stop that from happening. Yeah, she's a selfish girl. She's a selfish girl. It only matters how she feels. Era always flipped on the party a few different times. As a resident people pleaser, there are lots of instances the team as a whole was going against the court that she was very close to snitching. Real. Oh, Erin almost became an narc. Snitches get stitches. That's so funny. Real though, 100% real. My previous character was set on doing the right thing, but he started to doubt the rest of the party, especially after the person he trusts the most told him that if things go bad, he should escape. And so he did run away right at the end when things went bad, straight back to his family. Oh. That does not include the several instances that she lost control of her cast and tried to eat people. I think every girl is allowed to eat people just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, sometimes you cast. What can you do? What can you do? I have a commission question, Auntie. Fire away. Ask me about my commissions. I would love to share. I'm sorry, I have such a like tickle in my throat at the moment. Yeah, that's so cool. Mecca. Mecca, Dara. Straight back to the fam. Love it. I'm doing tokens again. Oh, yummy! Is this gonna be for the... It's gonna be for the Reese lot? That's exciting. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. But obviously my group has more than 6 because 6 is like the highest limit on the sheet. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to do 2 separate commission quests to get them all. Yes, the reslot. You can do it that way if you wish to do it that way. Or you can just do directly through email if you would like. And we can do PayPal invoices. Whichever is easiest for you, because I know that you know, coffee is pretty comfy for a lot of people, but I can also go straight through PayPal, and I can do it do little invoices, deposits and such. Either one. Luckily enough, 2 of the characters don't have full respo, so I won't ask for them to. Well, I don't mind. I don't mind not having all the references. I can make assumptions. Only need a face for a token anyway. Oh, mother. She's coming together so cute, actually. Like, oh, I really like her. I really like her. Yeah, I think it's so interesting, the whole question about like what would it take for your character to leave the party or betray the party. Because obviously this changes over time as well. So I think if this had happened to Brannigan not that long into, like if Brannigan had died and the party didn't take care of Zeno or anything like that, I think she probably would have just left. but they took care of her. I just think it's so, I think it's so fun and interesting. The way that the party interacts with your character being sort of like leading directly to how they are. That always is so fun to me. Like being able to turn evil, but having the party be the one to save you and pull you back. That was definitely the case for Zaf. Because he could have gone way evil if he wanted to, but the party, he had like a sort of little brother figure in the party, and this kid was like, hey, I had a dream that everyone turned evil, and in that dream you were basically the same, and you were really scary, and you were just like given in to your thirst for vengeance, and that was sort of like your evil outcome, so maybe don't do that. And Zafir was like, okay, I guess. And then his god said, hey, maybe don't do the vengeance that you really want to do. Maybe don't do that. And he was like, well, okay, well, God's telling me not to do it, so I guess I have to. I guess. She's like, oh, me? I like her little pose. She's like, oh, tee. I was genuinely so close to ruining the whole masquerade plot. I think that's really cool. It was really cool characterization. I find it's really difficult, I think, to give your characters flaws like that and then just fully commit to it, even if, you know, it might mess things up. Because, you know, that's what flaws are. Character flaws will get in the way of the party achieving what they want and things going well. And I feel like there's such an instinct to keep a lid on it and to just like go along with things or try to do like the correct thing. Even if it sort of goes against roleplay. And there's definitely a middle ground. Like, you don't want to ruin things for the rest of the party, obviously. But I find it really impressive, I think, when the commitment to the bit goes hard, the commitment to the floor goes hard. And it's something that I definitely want to work on. Because I have such a strong instinct just in myself to be nice. Like I like to be nice to people, and if someone is coming, and if there's a situation that my character is in and I understand the other person, because I like to be empathetic and I like to understand where the other person is coming from, and so my character's like, I just instinctively want to do that all the time, but Senna was not like that, and I have to I have to basically force myself to jump to the worst conclusion every single time. And just like, it's really hard. She ends up being a lot more understanding and kind than she's meant to be, because she's not good at making friends. That's the whole point. So I need to work on that a bit more. I need to be worse. I need to be a worse person. I'm just so nice, you guys. It's so difficult just being the nicest, sweetest, like, best person, like, ever, you know? I'm just such a saint, you guys. I personally can't wait for all of Senna's evil arc. Her and Mother are going to fight. Mage fight. Oh, absolutely. It's just going to be counterspell, counterspell, counterspell. Whoever can counterspell first and hardest. Senna just needs to go off the rails. This whole browning and dying thing has really just fucked her up. She has so many enemies, but you know, she's working through them one by one. She's got a list in her head of all the people that she needs to make suffer, and she'll just work her way down that list. And if people get in her way, then I guess they're also going on the list. Like, sorry. Just stay out of her way, let her do what she needs to do. You know, she's a very independent person. She's not going to start dragging the party into her business. If they get involved, that's on them, you know? Like, if she's gonna do something evil and the party get involved, and then, like, that's on them. They should have just stayed out of it. I need to think of an idea for the art of Merkin with the mask on. It's such a cool item. Oh, absolutely. There's definitely like a really, there's something really cool out there for sure for Merca to showcase the way that it changes, you know? Oh, maybe like a triple folding mirror. So then you have like the different angles of the face, and then you have one where you have one where it's like just the front, and then you have the angles of the other two mirrors, and one of them shows like the mask covering the fur, and then the other one shows like the mask covering the scales, and then you've got like the triple, all of his options. That's what I would do, I think. If I was making a little splash art of that. What does we need to shade? Oh, her earrings. Oh, and her horns. 100%. Okay. Get her little horns in. I'm curious if the horns are just an orc thing, or if they are something else. Because in like what we have with the orcs is that they tend to have these sort of like bumps and prongs in places where I think it's been described before as like their skeleton just doesn't like fit inside them. Kind of, because they used to be much bigger, they used to be giants, and they used to wear armor, and in the sort of mythos, when they were giants that followed the god of the forge, and they would wear armor that he had crafted or that he had taught them how to craft, and when their god was cast out of the heavens, they followed him, and over time their armor sort of like fused to their skin, and it tarnished, which gave them the green hue that they have now, and that's why orcs are green in our world, and so they have these like bumps and prongs that are sort of like left over like just like they're like bone from their skeleton, that's either from them like being giants that have like been sort of like squished down into orcs. And I say squished down, they're like 6 to 7 feet tall. They're tall. They're pretty tall. Or they're like the pieces of the armor that are like left over. So you know, like with pauldrons and stuff, they have like the ridges and all of that. So like these little horns, they could be that 100%. It's an orcish thing. Or they could be something else. And I'm curious to know if it's something else. Because in the drawings that I have done of orcish orcish people with these prongs, they're a lot more subtle. They're a lot more subtle. They're usually actually covered in skin, which, like, I'm not the law on how orcs can look. You know, I did most of it, but like I'm not the be all and end all. Could totally be a thing, and maybe it can be that dramatic, or maybe it's something else. And I'm curious. I think Mother has some secrets, and I'm curious to know what they are, because she's definitely suspicious as hell. She's suspicious as hell. There's a whole new backstory to uncover. Originally it's 9 players with barbarian and clerics refs aren't even a sketch. Oh, well, I can still do a lot with written descriptions. They wanted to get involved. Though, yeah, you could totally either split it up into 2 coffee submissions, or just shoot me an email, and we can sort it out that way. Either one, I totally don't mind. Besides the combat session, Mecca wasn't doing much, just listening and taking in information, finding ways he can help the rest of the party. Oh, that's so good. Cute. I really love the religious lore of the orcs. I think it's so cool, and it's not just because I wrote like a lot of it. I wrote some of it. I wrote like 65% of the religious lore for orcs. It's so fun. It's so cool. I really hope that Mother has something really dodgy going on so that Senno feels vindicated for disliking her. I mean, I feel like she's already vindicated for disliking her, because Mother's not nice to her by any means. So, like, it's not like she's being really horrible to this woman who's been nothing but lovely to her. Like, she's giving it back, so, you know, it's fair game. It's fair game. I'm going for like a swampy, marshy background, but it's kind of giving Shrek. It's kind of giving Princess Fiona, but in a really fun, cunty way, you know? I'll be splitting it, just sorting out all the toy house, all the characters, so the art is all in one place for you like last time. Oh, wonderful! Thank you so much! Oh, I'm so excited! Ah, gonna do the stinky boy again. Yay! Ooh, one thing that happened on our last session, our employer casually dropped out Android Magus's true name. I'll definitely question him about it next time. Ooh, exciting! Oh. Oh. I'm trying to remember what we even did last session. It was a lot of talking. It was a heap of talking. We had so many chats with different people. I think most of it was really to do with Clarkus, but there was some church stuff going on. one of our biggest theories about what this metal that we found is that it's sort of from this, or at least it's like the same thing as this sacred holy dew that the church makes that is said to sort of cure all ails. And Grimhilda, who's our resident miracle maker, favorite of the church, of the lady, she asked about it, and they said that the dew is actually just water. It's just holy water. So that's fun. That's interesting. If that's true, if it is just water, then, you know, there's one of our biggest theories like out of the window. But also quite funny that, you know, it's just water and the church is just, we're all a bunch of liars, apparently. We're all a bunch of liars. It did lead to Senna and Grimhilda making up though, which is quite nice because they've been a bit off for a while. I think there is still the level of mistrust kind of there. They have a sort of toxic friendship, I guess. They just don't really trust each other. There's just something weird going on. Just something weird going on with them. But for the most part, they're friends again, which is nice. Especially because they were the two people that were like closest to Brannigan. So it would kind of suck if they were both on bad terms. Not that Grimhilda is all that upset about the whole death thing, because she can't feel it. She can't grieve. She actually doesn't care. She's not allowed to care, which is rough. I think she's entirely normal. Mother, I mean. I haven't got a clue what's going on with Grimhilda. I think Grimhilda's actually quite normal. I think she's fine. I think she's actually fine. You know, kind of interesting and strange that Grimhilda and William definitely know each other from before. Also kind of odd that Kirkus picked out Grimhilda from the crowd. He was basically like, oh, I've done a bunch of research into everyone because I'm a private detective and that's what I do. And he said, like, oh, but I couldn't really find anything about your friend in pink. Which, you know, is kind of interesting for him to point out because none of us are on the grid. Like, what do you mean? I couldn't research anything about your friend in pink. Why specifically her? Why are you specifically confused that she doesn't have anything? Because, bitch, we're all from nowhere. Like, you don't know anything about any of us other than what you can actively see. Like, he did go around and he was like, okay, well, you're clearly from here and you're clearly from here. But, you know, there was like the power of deduction in person, you know. He was watching us. And I guess maybe it's just because, like, he had met Grimhilda before. The first two people that he met were Quillen and Grimhilda, so maybe he was just like, oh, I tried to research into this girl that I met and there wasn't really anything, which is kind of interesting. He followed a trail of bodies through Quinlan's past, which, you know, is actually interesting because we weren't aware that he was a mercenary up until now. You're keeping that one quiet. Yeah. But like the rest of us, we've not got anything on. There's no way that you know anything about the rest of us. There's no way that you could like look any of us up in the yellow pages. Like, what are you talking about, Carcass? Why specifically her? Hmm? I feel like there's something suspect going on. I just think that Grimhilda was maybe like secretly a noble or something. Think that maybe she's a secret princess. Because she definitely knew Will before... Well, she knew Will before she was 13, 100%. He kind of recognizes her. That's one thing. And then... But he was a prince. So she has to be high enough up in the social circle to have met him. You know? So maybe she's a princess, maybe she's a noble. Or maybe she was just, you know, a lowly servant girl. Or maybe her parents were servants or something, but you know, that feels unlikely. Feels unlikely. So like, you know, why the hell? Like, she's what the hell's going on? One of the players wants to draw the party in ball outfit, so she's made a comparison of all our characters' height. So I was reminded that Micah is the smallest of the party. Oh, that's so cute. Senno is third smallest. Just crazy. She's average height. She's 5'6". And the only two people that are shorter than her are Quinlan the fairy and Perrin the dwarf. Everyone else is taller than her by like quite a way. Sylvanas is like 5'11", and then I don't know how tall Eleanor is. I think Eleanor is actually similar height. But everyone other than Sylvanas, like Sylvanas is next tallest, so he's like 5'11", and then everyone else is above 6 foot, which is crazy. All these tall people, man. But yeah, oh my gosh, look, it's Mother, and she's a chibi now. She's adorable. She looks so mischievous. She's like, tee-hee. Who, me? Which I love. I think that's so cute. That's so her. Like, she's so fierce. Obsessed with her. I think he'll like Magnus. He's our warlock with the group Asma, I think, and he's like drag queen style clothes and makeup. Oh, fierce! So that's gonna be so fun. That's gonna be so fun. Our Magus is 190 centimeters tall. Gunslinger and Investigator are both 175 centimeters tall. And America and our rogues as Carrick are 165 centimeters tall. Oh, pretty close. But yeah. My word. Love her. Chibifying. She's so cute. Yes. She is so cute. I'm quite fond of her. I feel like, okay, I need to tweak her skin color a little bit. Just make her a little bit yellower, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's more accurate. So here she is. Before and after. Oh my gosh. She's so cute. It gets me every time. It gets me every single time. Just how cute they are. They come out adorable every single time. I could honestly, I could keep drawing chibis forever. They're just so silly. Forever. Forever love the opportunity to draw a chibi. But that's basically everyone from our party currently. I could totally turn like Isabella into a chibi maybe. But for now that's everyone in Splitfang. Everyone in Splitfang has been chibified. Look at those, so cute. So now who do I do? Do I move on to something else? I suppose there's still the armor of the cult that I could draw. There's my splash art for Senno that I'm working on. But who knows, maybe that'll be like my big thing. We'll see. I think if I've not finished my Senno splash art by next stream, that is what I will do. But you know, maybe I could, don't know, I could chibify some of my older characters. I could do Zafir, and I could do the Tavern Smashers as chibis. I could do Dante. I could do Dante as a chibi. I think he would make a really cute chibi, actually. Dante and Susan. My besties. Wait, where's Dante? Yes. I could do my boy Dante as a chibi. I think he'd be a really cute chibi, actually. He'd make a very handsome chibi. I miss him. I need to play more of him, honestly. Dante and Susan, yes. I think they deserve to become chibis because they're so freaking... They're so evil. I think it's hilarious. Turn the evilest of bitches into chibis. Or I could do some fan art or something. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll figure it out for next week. Might be Dante and Susan chibis. Because I'm really enjoying the chibis, and I hope you guys are enjoying them too. You know, let me know if you'd prefer to see something else. Because I'm always keen for suggestions. If there's anything in particular you guys would like to see. Because I can do busts, I can do armor, I can do more race designs. Because I got to do, for our little module, I also have to design sea elves, I have to design minotaurs, tabaxi, and Aarakocra, and lizard folk, which are all going to be very interesting to do. So it'd be kind of cool to work on that sort of stuff on stream as well. I don't know. I hope you guys have some thoughts. If you do have some thoughts, then let me know. Now you got my attention. I thought Tabaxi lizard folk might maybe grab your attention, Dara. So I was thinking, for the Tabaxi, we would do like little jungle cats, like lynxes and stuff, and like sort of Bengal, you know, like little wildcats. But then also, so we'd have like little ones, but then we would also have big ones like panthers, huge scary panthers, and like leopards and stuff. So it's a very jungle area, jungle terrain. And then for the lizard folk, it would be kind of like dragony or like chameleons. And then for the minotaur, they hopefully will look sort of gazelle-like. Yeah, and the sea elves will be blue. The sea elves will be blue, which will be fun and interesting. I know we talked so much about the green guys. What about blue people? What's wrong with blue people? Ooh, small and medium-sized critters. Scottish wildcat tabaxi 1. I don't know, Scudder, you make one. Your next character could be a Scottish wildcat tabaxi, and I draw them. Yeah, oh my gosh, wow. Seems like we have come to the end of our stream. Time does in fact fly when you're having fun. You know, when I had finished the lineup like an hour in, I thought, hey, maybe I'll have time to do two TVs today. I was wrong. But, you know, I will consume your art again and again. Thank you, Dark Shadow. But you know, I only got a couple more weeks to fill, really, and then I will start working on getting all of my references up to date and finished for Artfight. I am very excited for Artfight. You know, still got a couple of months to go, but I definitely want to be a bit more prepared this year, so yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this, the 1st of May. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Dara and Skedder and Jack and Dark Shadow and Eleonora and Waffles and anyone else who has popped in or been lurking. It is always so much fun to hang out with you guys every single week. Yeah, take care of yourselves, play some D&D, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye! Bye, everyone!